Hello, guys. Hello. Good evening and welcome. Tonight's going to be a very important announcement I have to make. The gist of it, and here's what I want to open up with, is corruption at the federal level and at the state level of education in the state of North Carolina and in this country. You are just now hearing about, obviously, the FBI going after parents in an effort to get them to be quiet, to sit down, to not advocate for their children at school board meetings. We believe that this is possibly connected to Panorama Education's connection with the Attorney General's family. And something similar here is going on in North Carolina. So it was June 1st, actually it was May 30th of this year when Education First Alliance sent out this particular survey. And actually, we ended up getting about 4,000 signatures on it. And you'll see right here that we have been worried about panorama surveys and about psychiatric evaluations of children. So when we sent the survey out the 30th of May, and we had a lot of you guys, a ton of you guys actually, write into the superintendent to tell her, no, we do not want this top-down bullcrap of surveys. After that, Education First Alliance and yours truly became enemy number one to Catherine Truitt and her minions at the Department of Instruction. We were slandered. We were threatened with arrest if we went to go to a meeting that she was at. Now I believe that I'm even being sued because of this. In other words, we were everything was done to completely shut us up. And now we believe that since panorama surveys are used in only about 10% of all school districts in the country, and North Carolina is one of the biggest partners for Panorama, that was being done to us, to Education First Alliance, and to me, because we were the first and only people really talking about the defunding of panorama surveys and these psychiatric evaluations that are attached to them. So now we're starting to know and we're starting to understand, but there's actually something else. And again, corruption is the name of the game here. I'm going to be talking about this. There's another connection here. This is Jamie Falkenberry. This is the second in command to Catherine Truitt. His wife is a lobbyist for critical race theory educational companies, two to be exact. His wife is also the lobbyist for a hospital system or an inpatient or an in-school psychiatric company that makes money off of diagnosing and treating children. Now, we can all agree that psychiatric, there's a role, right, for mental health. We get that. But when you have a lobbyist who's directly next to the person in charge of making the decisions and doing the spending for all of the state, this is a conflict of interest. And again, two critical race theory companies as well. This is Jamie Falkenberry. We have reported him to the Ethics Commission. Nothing has been done to our knowledge about this. And again, this is all about corruption and special favors. So here we have it at the state level. Here we have it at the federal level. Let me show you, by the way, what a panorama survey looks like. And oh, by the way, we're going to be taking legal action to protect families who have been harmed by this. We have heard of many, and we think that several have a very good case. We are taking the next step, and we are asking you to help us. We've actually established a legal fund to protect all of us, to protect the innocent families that are going to the school board meetings who may or may not be investigated and arrested. We're asking for help definitely in bringing a suit against Panorama, against possibly the state, but certainly a district. Pitt County Schools would be the district, by the way, we're looking into, but certainly that. But let me show you, just in case you haven't seen how invasive a panorama survey is, I want you to get a feel for what it is and see if it looks academic to you. Let me see if I can get in here and show you guys this right quick. I'm sure that I can. Well, I mean, you already see some of the questions, right? So this is done Pitt County Schools, like I told you, in the name of, I don't know, not reading, not writing, not science, not math, but in the name of making a formal diagnosis. And these diagnoses will be made by teachers. I'll tell you more about that. So this is a typical, what it looks like to me is to, and professionals actually, is to be a psychiatric evaluation. This is something that you would get maybe at a doctor's office or in a controlled medical setting. So these questions are done and they're asked on a 5-point Likert scale. That is a very common way to measure psychiatric disorders, etc. So you'll see these questions. They have nothing to do with reading, writing, math, etc. What you're looking at is a survey that was given to children without their parents' knowledge. And in fact, we have one family where the father called the principal and said, I don't want my children to be taking. You guys still there? Lo and behold, still